You know when you're talking to an AI chatbot and it just gets it? It remembers what you said, it pulls up the right info. Ever wonder how it goes from a simple Q&A bot to something that feels genuinely smart? Well, it's not magic. It's all about the architecture. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on one of the coolest building blocks that gives these chatbots their superpowers.
All right, so before we jump into the how, let's really frame the problem we're trying to solve here. Because, let's be honest, we expect a lot from our AI assistants these days.
I mean, really think about it for a second. How does a chatbot remember the thing you asked it 3 questions ago? Or how does it dig into a specific PDF to answer your question instead of just searching the whole internet? And for the developers out there, how do you even keep track of what it's doing behind the scenes? These aren't small problems, you know? They all point to a need for some kind of specialized skill.
And here it is, the elegant solution, the Chat Advisor. Honestly, the best way to think about an advisor is like a plugin for your web browser or an app for your phone. It's this neat, self-contained little module that you can just snap on to give the AI a brand new skill. No need to rebuild the whole thing from the ground up. It's all about modular power.
Okay, so that all sounds great in theory, right? But what does it actually look like when the rubber meets the road? Let's break down a real line of code and see exactly where these advisors fit in.
So here we are. Now, I know this might look a little intimidating at first glance, but trust me, it's actually pretty logical. This one line is the whole story. It asks a question, it bolts on a superpower with an advisor, tells it to go, and then grabs the answer. We're going to walk through it piece by piece.
Okay, let's start at the very beginning. This first chunk is really just the foundation of the whole interaction. We're basically telling our chat client to get a new prompt ready, and the user's part of that prompt is the question, what is the capital of India? Super simple, super straightforward.
Now this is where the magic happens. See that .advisors method right in the middle? That's us telling the system, hey, hold on. Before you answer this, I want you to use this special skill. In this case, we're probably attaching some kind of memory advisor, using a conversation ID to give the chatbot the context of everything we've talked about before. This is the plugin slot. This is where the superpower gets added.
And finally, we've got the execution part. That .call method, that's like hitting enter. It sends the whole package, the user's question plus all the enhancements from the advisor, off to the big AI model. And then .content just grabs the final answer so we can show it to the user. From start to finish, all in one clean line.
So now that we've seen how easy it is to plug an advisor in, what kinds of tools are we actually working with? What's in the developer's toolkit? Well, let's meet a few of the heavy hitters.
This table gives you a great idea of the variety. You've got advisors like Chat Memory Advisor that give the bot that all-important memory. Then there's something like Simple Logger Advisor, a huge tool for developers to see what's happening under the hood. And then you have the really powerful stuff, like the Question Answer Advisor. This one enables something called Retrieval Augmented Generation, which is a fancy way of saying it lets the chatbot pull facts from a specific document, like a manual or a database, to give you a super accurate answer. Each one is its own little superpower.
So why does all this matter? Why is this plug-and-play approach so powerful? Let's just zoom out for a second and look at the big picture, because this really is the future of building AI.
It really comes down to these 4 things. First, you get incredible flexibility. A developer can just mix and match these advisors like they're Lego bricks to build the perfect chatbot for any job. It also brings simplicity. You want to add a super complex feature like long-term memory? You don't have to rewrite the whole application, you just plug in the right advisor. This also encourages specialization, where each little module becomes an expert at doing its one thing really, really well. And all of that together leads to scalability. It makes it so much easier to build, maintain, and grow these incredibly sophisticated and customized AI experiences.
So, as we wrap up, I'll leave you with this to chew on. We've got advisors for memory, for logging, for fact-checking, but AI is moving at a dizzying pace. So what's next? What's the essential plugin that's not on this list yet? What new superpower will every single chatbot absolutely need to have tomorrow? It's pretty fascinating to think about, isn't it?